Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome back to Stars Land Oracle YouTube channel and the Lucky Stars community. Let's start here with a timeless reading. Timeless meaning no matter what date or time you might come across this message and it resonates with you, it is for you. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of the new and returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. All right. Let's go ahead and see, Aquarius, what messages, insights, ahas, you can probably hear that motorcycle, need to come through for you during this time. Whew. Let's see what needs to come through. Somebody with that motorcycle energy coming through, somebody is out kind of being adventurous, living their best life. That, oh, lots of cards coming out here. That motorcycle just makes me think of being fancy and free and kind of just out doing all the things. So that may be what some of you are, the energy some of you are kind of in, entering a season of thriving. Exactly what we were just talking about. Remember your strengths. Obstacles are finally being removed. Okay, so we're going to start with, wow, what? Look at, they're like all, so for some of you, look, these came out this way. Now these ones came out kind of funky too, but these ones, when they came out, there's the normal, there's upside down, and then there's the one that's flipped over. So things may feel like it's kind of, for some of you as well, Aquarius, things may feel like it's upside down or kind of turned all the way around. Energy may just be off or feeling off for some of you. So let's get into this, okay? You have entering a season of thriving. So some of you, as we talked about, are kind of moving into that kind of thriving energy, that feeling fancy and free energy, or that kind of that motorcycle energy, right? Where the motorcycle coming through within the reading, just kind of out there and having the wind in your hair, interesting. Wind, air, kind of the wind in your hair or in your face, and really just out there feeling free and feeling as if everything is just kind of gone by the wayside because you're really out there having kind of this adventure, or in this season where it's just like nothing can get you down or nothing can pull you down because you're in that energy of thriving. Okay, with that you have the Judgment card coming in here, and interesting enough, the Judgment card is coming through with this rebirth energy. So it's almost as if some of you have just decided, like, as the seasons change, right, to let go of whatever's falling away or dying away, and to really embrace this new beginning or a new growth kind of energy, almost as a rebirth. Some of you have been feeling this inner calling to shed anything that kind of brings you down, right? And to move into that energy of what really kind of uplifts you, what really is calling you, right? That inner calling, where it is. Maybe for some of you that is travel. Maybe for some of you that is really this card is really interesting. Moving into like band energy. Maybe it's moving into this energy of really kind of almost leaving everything behind, which for some can be really scary, but for others, it's like this calling that, this isn't the life I was meant to live. I am ready to move into that life that I was meant to be in, that I've always wanted to be in, almost like a second act, if you will. Okay. Wow. Aquarius. So some of you are really moving into that. Now you also have remember your strengths. So this one comes out quite frequently when we use these cards for the timeless readings. Oh, wow. Okay. These ones fell, but Spirit is saying no. So some of you, oh my gosh, so interesting. Remember your strengths, and you got the Devil and the Six of Wands. Many of you know the Six of Wands is my favorite, or my magic card, but yes, this is remember your strengths. Some of you have moved into or have been kind of tuning into this energy, Aquarius, of almost toxic energy or being down on yourself or down on situations in your life, and or where you're at, that may be where that, you know, moving into that second act or that new season is coming through, because some of you are just making the choice to no longer be stuck or in that place. And for most of you, or many of you with that double energy, it's coming through that you're realizing that you may have put yourself in this place on your own, right? There was that energy potentially for some of you to have pointed fingers or played the blame game, but now you are moving into that energy of remembering to remember your own strength. So you have the strength to pull yourself out of this. So you have the strength to, you know, now no longer allow that, or to create those boundaries and not be in that devil energy anymore, toxic energy. For some of you, maybe you got into patterns or loops of alcoholism, or of shopping too much, or even gossip, due to, not due to, but in relation to people that you were spending time with, or people that you were hanging out with. Has nothing to do with them. Those were choices that you yourself made, Aquarius. But some of you maybe were like, what am I going to do if I quit drinking and then nobody wants to hang around with me anymore? Or what am I going to do if I don't gossip anymore and I'm not like the one that people come to for the gossip, or the, you know, the sizzling information about everybody else? What's going to happen is you're going to realize that those people, if they fall away, were not your tribe, but that your tribe, your true tribe, will begin to find you, right? People who are not looking for gossip, but who are looking to actually spend time with you. People who are not looking just to have a drinking buddy, but actually would like to socialize and hang out with you, and get to know you and have you get to know them better. Do fun things together. That doesn't include all of that, okay? So you're beginning to see that you have the strength here, Aquarius, to create new realities. And isn't that interesting? Because you're moving into that second season for some of you. For others of you, you're really moving into that season of thriving, okay? And with that, you have that Six of Wands. Six of Wands coming through is that energy of success. This will be successful for you, Aquarius, when you decide to move into this, when you decide to remember your own strength, to pull your power back, and to step into a new season. Sometimes that season, you know, the seasons change no matter what, but sometimes we can stay stuck in a season, right? Sometimes we can stay stuck in a season, Aquarius. And so this is really coming through. You may have had challenges. You may have had disruptions. For some of you, you may have just had really eye-opening experiences or information coming through that all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, I have been allowing this. And that moves you into that overcoming energy, that victim, not out of victim energy into victory energy, okay? Now you also have the obstacles are finally being removed, Aquarius. You couldn't make this up. Those obstacles that have been showing up potentially have been showing up to redirect you, so that you can finally begin to see how whatever may have been over here was not serving you anymore. Those obstacles were coming so that you could begin to see the actual light at the end of the tunnel, and or begin to see the light, the true story, what had potentially been hiding from you, and or that you had been pretending wasn't there. There is a truth, a huge truth coming through here, Aquarius. This truth is coming through because now that your eyes have begun to open, you're seeing those obstacles for what they are, for what they were for some of you. And they were that energy of redirection, making you aware of what is no longer working. For some of you, it's coming through that it could have been red flags coming up that you were just full on blatantly ignoring. We can't ignore this anymore. Okay, so those obstacles were there, Aquarius, but now that you're beginning to see the picture, or you're beginning to see kind of what's really been going on, those obstacles are going to begin to be removed. They're going to begin to fall away just as well, because they are no longer needed. You're getting it, Aquarius. You're getting it, okay? It can't be ignored anymore, and everything is coming up, and you're finally getting it. So those obstacles are going to begin to finally be removed. For some of you, it feels like you have been going through this for years, but you are moving into that energy, that new season, Aquarius, of thriving, letting that go. For some of you, it's a second season of life. And yeah, that Five of Swords coming through here. Some of you, this makes perfect sense. Some of you were in this energy of really holding yourself in a place because you felt like you could change something. You felt like you were in this energy. Sometimes the energy of winning at all costs is like a good energy. Other times it is not, Aquarius. And for this reading, it is coming through that you are in this energy, that you are going to stay with us. Stay with us. Now, your perseverance, Aquarius, is something to be applauded. I'm applauding you. And yet, unfortunately, within the situation, for some of you, that perseverance really took a toll, because it was something that actually needed to be left behind. And so those obstacles kept coming up, Aquarius. Those obstacles, that devil energy, these Five of Swords energy, kept coming up because you were persevering in something that, that Spirit had really been bringing everything up to show you was not the right path, okay? So the Six of Swords energy, some of you really were in this space, in this energy of feeling kind of conflicted, is what's coming through with this Five of Swords. Conflicted because you wanted to continue going forward, yet all the signs coming through, everything that Spirit was showing, all of the obstacles, that devil, that toxic energy, this Five of Swords energy, winning at all costs, was showing you that wasn't the right way. And yet that conflict was coming through. You were feeling conflicted because you knew it, and yet you kept going towards it. Okay, well, there's that Six of Wands here. Let's go ahead and check these ones out. A creative solution is coming to light, just like we just talked about. There is a truth that is going to be coming to light. We did talk about energy, information, something, a truth coming to light, and there being a light at the end of the tunnel for you, Aquarius. So there is something that is coming through, and it could be with these obstacles being lifted. It could also be with that conflict that you're feeling. It's almost as if something is heard, something is seen, that truth comes to light, that brings you into the space, again, of where you can't any longer ignore it. That is coming to light, and that solution is coming through for you. And for some of you, it's going to be like bang. For others of you, it's going to be like being bonked on the head with a hammer or something, okay? It's almost as if Spirit is like, dang, you're not paying attention, Aquarius. Let's do something very dramatic, very something that is going to catch your attention no longer, or no matter what, because you've just been ignoring this, and it can't be ignored any longer. It has to be. It has to be, okay? Now, with that, you also have something you've been waiting for is showing up. Yeah, of course, because this is all coming to light, okay? It's coming to light. And then you also have your energy is very auspicious at this time. So there's a lot of luck around you, Aquarius, but all of this needed to happen. These pieces needed to either fall into place or fall out of place for you to be able to see this. This big truth, this breakthrough energy needed to come through, because you just, for some of you, oh my gosh, for so many years, and please know that I too have been here, you just weren't freaking getting it. You just weren't getting it. But now you're moving into the space where that solution is coming to light. Whether that solution is coming to light, that creative solution is coming to light from you or from somebody else or from a different situation, something else that is creating it. Again, that energy of being bonked on the head is coming through here. Like, what I'm seeing is one of those big, is it in the cartoons where they have those big old, like, I want to say a mallet, but it's like a big old rubber or wooden mallet kind of thing, and it's like you're being bonked on the head, almost like those what are those little wobble weasel things, or whatever, the little things that pop up in different places and you bonk them, almost like one of those is bonking you on the head, like, okay, you can't ignore this. You can't ignore this, okay? Do something. We're doing. And now you're in the season, Aquarius, of that second act, that second season of moving into that thriving, of moving out of whatever this has been holding you, okay? And of course, something you're waiting for showing up. Yeah, because you're moving out of that showing up is almost that freedom or that carefree energy that some of you haven't felt for, God, years. And for some, I mean years, like 10 years, 15 years, you felt kind of bogged down or without your power. And so that is coming back. And you're moving into this very auspicious energy at this time. The energy around you is auspicious, Aquarius. Yes, because you're finally beginning to get it. You're finally moving into the light. That truth is finally coming through. And you feel very lucky because you're moving out of that energy that for some of you held you, almost kept you in a suspended, like if the Hanged Man came through right now, I wouldn't even bat an eye, because it's like you were held in a suspended energy for quite some time. But you're realizing as well, Aquarius, that you held yourself there, right? That you held yourself there. There's no blame game. There's no pointing fingers. Whatever anybody else has said or done, or whatever situations have come through, or whatever events you've been in, right? That was all in the past. And unless you're, you know, kind of a, what is it, Doctor Who or a space traveler, you can't go back, or time traveler, I guess. You can't go back to that. You can't change any of it from where you are. Now, there are like energies of reframing and that sort of thing. You got the Two of Swords, see? Reframing, that sort of thing, to assist you in moving forward, right? Kind of rewriting situations and things. And that may be something, Aquarius, for you to look into right now. And that may be actually something that some of you have begun learning about, or are doing, or have begun, that is moving you into this kind of second act energy. But we can't change that past, so why go back there, or why stay there, or why live there? Why not move into that beautiful, thriving energy? Okay, and you also have the Two of Swords coming in here. So some of you have really been at that crossroads. Some of you have really been in that space of a difficult choice or indecision about doing any of this, and Spirit is saying, please, please, Aquarius. It's almost like this desperate energy coming through here. Oh, that Spirit being desperate, that's no, never. But Aquarius, you just haven't been getting it. So it's almost like, please, Aquarius, please just make this decision to move forward. Let this go. Stop blaming. Let go of that toxic energy, or whatever it is that's been holding you back, or you've been allowing to keep you down. Let your light shine, Aquarius. Please, please move into the second act. Move into this energy of thriving. Move into this energy of being carefree, and that freedom, right? The wind in your face, your hair blowing everywhere, and kind of almost this childlike energy. Please, please, Aquarius, because this has become, your heaviness has become heavy for, you know, everybody around you. And Spirit is like, it doesn't have to be like this, Aquarius. It doesn't have to be like this. Now you got that Hermit energy as well. Move back into yourself and go inward, Aquarius, and really see. Now, look at this. Isn't this interesting that this card depicts almost a fear of going inward, almost a fear of really seeing kind of what is going on, or receiving that guidance. Some of you have been so freaking afraid to move out of this energy for, again, that fear of who you will be. Like when we talked about earlier with maybe having friends that you just drank around, or the people that you gossiped to, or the gossip to you. Like, who would you be without that fear coming through, Aquarius? But Spirit wants you to know that you will be okay. You will be okay. You will survive this, and you will move from that survival mode, from that fear mode, into thriving, into that second act, Aquarius, because that is what is meant for you, okay? That is what is meant for you, and that is what is coming through, Aquarius. Yeah, so again, it can't be ignored. If you don't begin to take action or take movements towards this, Aquarius, Spirit is going to need to offer some assistance. And sometimes that assistance, you can hear my stomach growling, maybe, potentially. And if you do, that just means the message is right on point. Right? Those obstacles keep coming in. And once you finally make that decision, of course, they're going to start being removed. For some of you, that's already happened. That process is already here. But it's time for you to take action, to really let this go, to stop pointing fingers, stop playing the blame game, and really look at what part you played. Okay, what part you played, so that you can move out of that energy. Let that energy go, Aquarius. It's interesting, that song, "Let My People Go," is coming through here. So that's what's coming through for you, Aquarius. I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit the like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.